So after years of being in the fitness game and coaching myself through losing over 107 pounds and coaching hundreds and hundreds of you guys to do the exact same, helping you change your lives as well as mine, it got me to thinking. We've all got how we want to look in our heads. That physique or that look that we really want to obtain. For me, this means running bulking phases to gain muscle and then fat loss phases to burn off the fat that I gained through the bulking phases. And after my last bulk, I was just kind of left feeling soft, fluffy, and not really where I wanted to be. Although progress had been made, I had built some muscle, I just was not happy with where I was at, which left me sat there with another choice, but eyeing up another fat loss phase. So I decided, it's time I hired a coach. I needed someone to take a look at my physique, my nutrition, my training, much like I do with you guys, and guide me towards my goal, just like I do with you. And I wasn't expecting this. Now, after years of being in this game and the journey that I have been through, I wasn't about to hire just any old coach. I wanted the best. So I reached out to who I knew wasn't just the best in the fitness and bodybuilding game, but also the best and the leader in putting naturally tested athletes on stage. I reached out to none other than 3D Muscle Journey, 3DMJ. Now these guys don't just talk the talk, but they walk the walk, with every single coach there holding either a medal or some kind of pro card in bodybuilding or powerlifting, or even both. I've followed them for years. I've even read Eric Helms, who's one of the founders of 3DMJ's books, and they were a massive influence in the education that I received in becoming a personal trainer. After going through the onboarding process, signing up, paying the money, I was assigned none other than Coach Alberto Nunez. Now trust me when I say, I could not have been happier with this assignment. Not only have I been a fan of Alberto's for years, but he's also just become a father as well. So he knows what it's like when you're trying to do all of this, whilst being needed as much as you are needed when you have a young family. After Alberto looked at photos of my physique, my starting point, and heard my story, not only did he think that my story was actually rather impressive, he had approached my situation that I honestly wasn't expecting. Bear in mind, I was ready to cut the calories, jump on the stationary bike, and burn all of that fat that I just gained from my last bulk, but Berto, he had other ideas. He felt it was time that I did something that I've never done. He felt that it's time that I maintained my weight for the first time in my life. He noted that throughout my journey, I have repeatedly lost weight and gained weight, and although I have built some muscle, I have likely dieted most of my gains off through fear of becoming fat again and dieting way too aggressively and way too soon. He agreed that I wasn't in a position to be running another bulk or another gaining phase, and he reiterated the fact that it was time for us to plant our flag in terms of weight, and instead of concentrating on weight, it's time to concentrate on training hard and body recomposition. And that also means being at maintenance calories. Now I know what you're thinking, but Marcus, your goal is to be more muscular and leaner. How are you going to be leaner if you're not in a calorie deficit? And how are you going to build muscle if you aren't in a calorie surplus? Well, let me explain. When we're in a calorie deficit and we train, we induce fatigue. Now this takes us below our baseline of recovery. Our body then uses the fat stores that are on our body to recover us to a baseline of fitness so that we can then repeat this performance the next time that we are asked to. When we're in a calorie surplus, our body does the exact same, but with the added energy from the additional food, takes us to a new established level of fitness, and you can think of that as gaining muscle or building strength. So the idea here with body recomposition is that the body uses the additional food at maintenance to bring us back to baseline. And it then uses the additional energy that's available on my body in terms of fat to build muscle, to restore us to an additional level of fitness. And when you look at it like that, it actually makes sense. Now, I can't begin to tell you how resistant I was to doing this, into reaching out for a coach myself. Because if I'm a coach, I should know all this myself, right? If I can do all of this for you guys, I should be able to do it for myself. But the truth is, we are our own biggest blind spots, and we will always struggle to see the big picture when we're talking about ourselves. This is why good coaching is so powerful, enabling you to see where you're actually going wrong. And the hardest thing to do in life is to look in the mirror and go, where am I going wrong? And then be humble enough to take criticism and put it right. This is why good coaching is so powerful and transformational. Sometimes the masseuse needs a massage. So if you're interested in how all of this goes, how powerful and decent good coaching is in this world of £20 a month apps, hit that subscribe button and come on this journey with me.